Welcome to WNL Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with football captain Walker Brand, wrestler Shane Connors, men's swimmer Thomas Caldwell, and men's soccer player Sterling Kirk. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington and Lee athletics. The men's soccer team advanced to the NCAA sectionals with a pair of home results, defeating Mary Washington 2-0 and advancing past Oglethorpe on penalties after a 3-3 draw. In the second round of the field hockey tournament, WNL fell 3-2 on the road to top-ranked Messiah. Men's cross country had 3 runners qualify for nationals as the Generals placed 4th overall at the NCAA South-Southeast Regional. WNL came in 5th in the women's race. Wrestling placed 4th at the Washington and Jefferson Invitational. Men's and women's swimming split a pair of dual meets in Pittsburgh, defeating Grove City while falling to Carnegie Mellon. Riding placed 8th at the Sweetbriar Lynchburg Invitational, and football clinched the ODAC title with a 48-21 victory over Shenandoah. With me in the studio is Walker Brand, senior football captain from Roanoke. Walker, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Jeremy.
You suffered a season-ending knee injury in the Generals ODAC opener at Emory and Henry back at the end of September, but you've been very involved with the team since then. Tell us about how you've been able to contribute for the rest of the season with Washington and Lee.
Yes, sir. So I've been very fortunate to be on a team as supportive as our team, and just to be able to remain on the team, travel with the team, go to practices, assume sort of a coaching role has been really a blessing for me and allowed me to deal with the injury in a much more positive manner. I've been very fortunate to be on this team. It's a fantastic team, obviously, and just to remain a part of that has been amazing.
You're one of several players who have missed considerable time due to injury this season. What has it been like for you to see WNL battle through this adversity to win another ODAC title?
It's been amazing. I think it's a testament to how strong our team is this year. To experience players who have had a lot of experience to go down and have younger players step up has been a testament to our depth and how well the older guys have prepared and put the younger guys in position to do well. And I think it's also a testament to how talented and skilled our younger guys are and how hard they work in the offseason, even though they may not have the same opportunities as older guys, but to be able to be in that position to step in and step up when their time comes.
The Generals will open up the NCAA playoffs on the road against Division III power Mount Union. What does it mean to the WNL program to take on a team of that caliber?
Well, first, we're very excited to take on this team. They're obviously a very talented team that has had a lot of success in the past, but we see our program as striving to be a top-tier football team, and if we want to do that, we'll have to face Mountain Union and teams like them sooner or later. And so I think it's a great test to see where we're at. We've already scheduled teams like Johns Hopkins and Wash U, who are really good teams, and we've played with the best of them. So we're excited to play them and to see where we're at.
Walker, thanks for joining us. Best of luck to the Generals on Saturday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Joining me now is Shane Connors, sophomore wrestler from Mount Airy, Maryland. Shane, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Last year was one of the best in recent memory for the Washington and Lee program. The Generals had a winning record in dual meets. You placed 4th at the Centennial Conference. You sent 2 wrestlers on to nationals. Going forward, how can you build off of that success?
Yeah, so last year was a great year. It was one of the first years that we had a full lineup that we could function with. I really think that helped fuel our success last year, placing high in conferences, having some guys go to nationals. And I really think this year we had a lot of confidence going in because we didn't lose any seniors last year. We also brought some really good freshmen into the program. And you could just tell at the beginning of the year the mentality in the practice room. Last year it seemed like it took a little bit of time, everyone to get in the swing of things, but this year just seemed like from day one everyone had that intensity and that fire to accomplish the goals that we want to accomplish. And I think having that going forward and having the team chemistry we have going forward, it's really going to help us accomplish our goals, place higher than we did last year, and get some more guys to nationals.
So far this year, WNL had a competitive match against number 10 Ferrum. You placed 4th in a good field at Washington and Jefferson. How pleased have you been with the start to the new season?
I've been pretty pleased with it. Wrestling a team like Ferrum right off the bat, it's a good experience. I think we lost to them by 9 points or so. With that, there's a lot of close matches that could have gone either way, and a lot of injuries that, we're going to get those guys back at the end of the year. So, and the same thing goes for W&J. Placing fourth in that field. The big thing right now is that there's just a lot of work on with technique. One thing Coach emphasizes is that, we don't want to be peaking at the beginning of the year. We want to be peaking at the end of the year. So having this competition now and being able to improve on technique now really helps us in the end of the year to accomplish our goals and be where we want to be.
What are your personal goals for 2017-18?
So last year, I saw myself like right at the border. There were a lot of matches that I was really close in with like top guys in the nation, and I just wasn't at that level yet. So this year, over the summer, I worked really hard in the room, worked really hard in the weight room, and I think that'll help me. And that's always something that you have in the back of your mind when you're training. It's just to get to that next level. You think of a certain match or something that you lost last year, and it really fuels you to go that extra mile in the training room. So this year, I really want to get back, place higher conferences, higher regionals, and start beating those guys that I lost to last year. And I think if I'm able to do that, then I'll be able to qualify for nationals, and ultimate goal is to be an All-American.
Well, Shane, thanks for joining us. Good luck throughout the year.
Thanks for having me.
Here with me in the studio is Thomas Caldwell, senior swimmer from Greenville, South Carolina. Thomas, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
WNL has already competed in a handful of dual meets. You also won the ODAC relays in mid-October. What's the progress report on the general so far this season?
I think we're doing an excellent job. I think we started off the season well with a very competitive inter-squad meet that really has just carried itself through meets against Randolph Macon, ODAC relays like you said, and so I'm excited to see what we can do this weekend at a bigger meet at FNM, especially considering the coaches have been amping up their training recently, and just the fact that we're able to consistently perform at such a high caliber level is really encouraging, and I think we're off to a great start.
You've had a couple of events in the new natatorium. The Washington and Lee Invitational is coming up in early December. What are your early impressions of competing in that facility?
I think it's an excellent facility that we're very fortunate to have, especially comparing it to the pool that we've been in my first 3 years. It's truly a great facility, very fast, and the weekends that we don't have swim meets, the coaches will let us get up on the blocks and kind of race amongst ourselves, and just the fast times that people are putting up just in practice really goes to show that the pool is a great place for competition and for fast swimming.
What are the team's goals for the 2017-18 season?
Well, I think one of the biggest goals for the men's team that's kind of been around since I was a freshman was to send a relay to nationals, and we've come very, very close in the past. But this year, I think we have the talent, the depth, but also kind of the intangibles like the right attitude on deck and the confidence while we're swimming. That I think this year we have an excellent shot of getting there.
Thomas, thanks for joining us. Best of luck throughout the year.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
I'm joined now by Sterling Kirk, senior soccer player from San Francisco. Sterling, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
The Generals had fallen on the road against tough competition in the second round of the NCAA tournament in both 2015 and 2016. This year, you're able to break through and qualify for the round of 16. What does it mean to the program to make it on to the second weekend of the tournament?
It means a lot to the program, and I think it's great that as a goal for our team coming into the year, we wanted to advance past that second round because we had been stumped there twice in the 2 previous years. So to accomplish that goal and in the same time create a little bit of WNL history, at least for the men's soccer program, I believe going as far as the program's ever gone, was something that was really important to us, and we're very proud of that accomplishment. But at the same time, we're not trying to get complacent with what we've done, and we think we have a lot more to offer, and we're just looking to continue our season as long as possible.
You were first up in the penalty kick rotation for the Generals against Oglethorpe in the second round. Tell us about the pressure of leading off a penalty shootout in an NCAA tournament game.
So I was certainly feeling some pressure. I think a lot of it, though, was contributed to by just the amount of fans we had, which was pressure in the best sense it could have been. The fans were great, incredibly supportive the entire weekend. So I think that added to a little bit of pressure, just wanting to not only make the kick for my team and I guess for myself, but also just for, I have a lot of friends out there watching, and I wanted to, just do what I could to make that shot. But I really just think our whole team handled the situation really well. Everyone was very composed, and I think our coach could have chosen any of the guys on our team to step up and I think they would have and made those shots. So yeah, a little bit of pressure, but I think the team handled it really well, and it was a great experience to get the win in that fashion.
The other 3 teams in the sectional this weekend are all ranked in the top 10. The Generals, of course, were ranked as size number 5 during the regular season. What are your expectations for this weekend?
Our expectations haven't changed in that these are 2 games, so the expectation is 2 wins. And we do think that is a realistic goal. And yes, all 3 teams are top 10. They're going to be very strong. They're going to be very talented. But we do believe that we deserve to be in that position we were in earlier in the year, before we had a little bit of a slip up in September, losing a couple games. But we've been playing well. We're all happy that happened when it did, as opposed to now when it really matters. So I think going up to Chicago, the expectation is to get a couple wins. The goal initially was get out of the round of 32, but I think aspirations are higher for the entire group. And I think we've put in the work this year, and we have everything in place to really continue this push and hopefully continue to play for a couple more weeks.
Well, Sterling, thanks for joining us. Good luck to the team in Chicago.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Here's a look at the upcoming weekend. Men's soccer heads to Chicago for the NCAA sectionals, where the Generals will face 4th-ranked North Park in the round of 16. Mackenzie Leroy, Hank Patrick, and Cooper Baird will all represent the men's cross-country team at the NCAA championship in St. Louis, while football opens up the Division III playoffs at 12-time national champion Mount Union. Also this weekend, the swimming teams head to Pennsylvania for the Franklin and Marshall Invitational. Men's basketball kicks off the regular season in Sewandee's Lon Varnell Classic, starting with the Saturday matchup against the host Tigers. Women's hoops makes the short trip to Salem for Roanoke's Gene Beamer tip-off. The Generals open up against Birmingham Southern. On Sunday, wrestling competes at the Star City Open. Women's basketball takes on Piedmont, and men's hoops will square off against Oglethorpe. For WNL Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.